John, what are the chances here of some normalization of relations between China and India?
Well, the chances look better now than they have looked in a very long time. What we've heard so far is from India's top diplomat saying that the Chinese and the Indian governments have reached an agreement to allow patrols to resume on both sides of the border in the Himalayas. That's, of course, where there were clashes between troops from the two countries. We had soldiers die. That precipitated a real downward plunge in relations between the two neighbors, which actually fought a war back in the 60s over the same territory. It seems now that the stage is set for some return to normalcy in that relationship. Heading into the BRICS, the thing that everybody's going to be watching for is if Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Modi are going to have a one-on-one bilateral meeting at that event.
If we do see a warming of that relationship between China and India, what are the broader geopolitical implications, particularly as we're just 2 weeks out from a US election now?
I think they could be quite substantial. Of course, we're still a little bit shy on details at the moment. We don't know if Prime Minister Modi and President Xi will meet, but if that relationship were to strengthen, I think that would undermine to quite a large extent the American effort to try and get India on board as sort of a piece of this containment strategy that's been deployed in Asia. India, of course, is part of the Quad with Australia and Japan and the United States. There has been more tension between the U.S. There have been allegations by both the U.S. and Canada that Indian officials are involved in killings of some separatists in both countries. And of course, the picture of Xi and Modi meeting at a conference hosted by Vladimir Putin is not going to be one that Washington finds very pleasing.
And of course, at this BRICS summit, we're also watching that ongoing relationship and friendship between Beijing and Moscow as well.
That has been a relationship that has brought a lot of tension, not only to the Chinese relationship with Washington and the United States, but also relations with Europe. As Paul mentioned at the start of this, China has become the major market for Russian oil. It has been a supplier of many consumer goods, and as the United States has said on many occasions, China, the U.S. believes, is also the major supplier of dual-use technologies to Russia, so things that could be used for both civilian and military purposes. The U.S. has not been shy of sanctioning Chinese companies that it accuses of providing equipment and technology that have helped the Russian war effort.